Hello there. I'm autistic, and this is a case of autism. And today I have once again my good friend, Mr. B. Fiddle. Say hi to the class.
Hi, class.
Yes, indeed. Today we're going to be talking about bug fables and the character of V, because oh my god, this dumbass got me into the game, and immediately maybe not immediately, but gradually, very quickly, I became very attuned to the character of V, and I'm just like, oh wow, I need to talk about this. So that's what we're here to do today. No additions.
It's a really good game for. Huh?
So, well, sorry, I was laughing because we spoke at the same time.
Yeah, Bug Fables is like a really good game. By the way, go out and play it if you like Paper Mario, or don't. Either way, it's still just really good.
Yeah, it's definitely like both in terms of its gameplay and visual style. It's very Paper Mario inspired, like very unapologetically, and I respect it for that. I find it interesting that it's like very much like it feels like one of those games, but also like feels like it's its own separate thing. I'm trying to find a way to say unique without like actually saying it, but it's more of a unique experience.
How about just unique?
Well, yeah. Okay.
Like it differentiates itself.
Thank you. That's a more appropriate way to put it. But yeah, the character V very much gave off like huge vibes of neurodivergency, and I wanted to delve into that with Beef's help today. So unlike our last collab, where I pretty much relied on him as a crutch to be able to like know what I'm talking about, instead, because I've actually played this game, I'm probably going to be providing a majority of the things that I've recognized, and I actually know what I'm talking about, so it works out. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen our previous video on like the Xenoblade character of Senna. Yeah, okay. Yeah. If you haven't seen that, check that out. So, yeah, he's here, but you're probably mostly going to hear me yap.
You're welcome for getting you into the game, by the way.
Yeah, very much appreciated.
First things first, who is V for the few people that haven't played Bug Fables, I guess?
So V is one of the three main party members, asterisk, that you play as in the game, and she is most known for using like her boomerang to attack with, but also has a very abrasive but spunky personality. I would say that she's probably the most memorable out of the group. I don't know if you would contest with that in any way.
Honestly, it's hard for me to really choose because I love all of them so much. They are my babies.
Yeah, that's a fair response. I very much enjoy all three of them and what they have to offer, that being V, Kabu, and Leaf. But if I'm going to be honest, I am very biased towards V because she's just so much fun all the time. And not to say that the others aren't, but like, I don't know. I just dig with the vibe, if that makes any sense.
Very much understandable given her spunkiness. I mean, you do tend to gravitate towards those types of characters in general.
Yeah, so I've noticed. We're not going to go into spoilers, at least not yet. So don't worry about that. But yeah, she's just like a predominant character that is a part of the permanent party, just focuses around trying to get missions done because they just love adventuring, but they also love getting rewarded for the missions. In fact, a big aspect of her personality is just collecting as much of the in-game currency as possible.
That being berries.
Yeah, that being berries. And yeah, I've always found it interesting because it's like it's very emblematic of like her being a bee, which is all about collecting as much stuff as possible. So it's a nice translation of like character and anthro thing, however you look at it.
That pretty much is her whole thing. She's known to be like greedy, I guess, because it's a way to like show like bees like love like gathering honey and such. And so a lot of times after like finishing a quest, she'll always like be asking like come on, like what's the reward?
Yeah.
Which Kabu always gets annoyed at that.
Yeah, she comes across as like very impatient, so it definitely causes a lot of butting heads occasionally. Obviously,
Big part of this too is because well, she's the youngest out of the party. Like she's basically a kid.
Right, exactly. There's also like a bit more nuance to all of that again I don't want to get into right now because that's spoilers, but it does leave a very memorable impression of a character. But here's why I think she's autistic. Number one, she, in my opinion, has very clear difficulty when it comes to picking up on social cues and nuance. So the reason I say this is because there are multiple examples in the game where she just does not realize exactly how other people think of her or how she causes other people to feel. So the thing that like sparked this whole thing for me, like this entire video, it just in general, was this one instance in which there's another bee character that she meets up at like a farm-like area, I believe it was, and it's pretty much like needing to be blatantly explained to V straight up, like that person sees you as a friend. And she's like, oh, okay. Something like that. It's been a while since I played the game, but there was like some dialogue of that regard that I'm like, oh, she didn't pick up on that. Oh, okay. So like, obviously when it comes to social cues and stuff, like, probably heard it a million times before, but a lot of subtlety like that gets lost on a lot of people with autism, simply because it's just not as intuitive. Like, for me specifically, it's more of a learned skill. Like, I don't know if you could, if you want to speak for yourself in that regard.
Well, I can definitely very much relate to not picking up on social cues. I'm like oblivious all the time, I feel like. There's always moments where I'm just like, oh, this is what you meant. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. There's also the tumultuous relationship she has with her sister, and the way that she assumes that the rest of the hive thinks of her. There's, again, a lot of nuance when it comes to V's motivations and her actions and how she thinks the other people around her think of her. It's a whole thing.
I feel like the way she perceives, like, a lot of her bees and I guess of her bugs in general, I want to bet she probably has to constantly place herself on defense with how people think of her. She probably thinks like, oh, maybe the other bees in the hive like hold some resentment towards her for leaving the hive, and I guess
Right.
especially her sister, because that's a whole arc in itself.
Yeah, so, like, the stuff with the sister we don't need to touch into right now, but as far as the hive goes, like, it's definitely, like, again, there's a lot of nuance with her where it's, like, there's, she gets defensive because she feels guilty of leaving, but she knows that's what she wants, so she goes through doing it, but it leads to a lot of complicated feelings where she just assumes how everyone else around her feels. And she jumps to that conclusion because that's probably how she would feel if someone abandoned her, I guess.
It's worth noting too that the bee queen treats her totally nice in spite of what V's done, and that leads me to think that a lot of this stuff is mainly just in V's head with her own complicated emotions. Like, how she feels with the rest of the hive isn't necessarily how others feel about her.
Right. And I'm glad you bring that up, because that actually transitions me into prone to emotional outbursts and just general improper emotional regulation.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing with her.
Yeah. So the thing with V is that she's very easily prone to being how do I put this? If she it's kind of anime in a way where she'll just be like, like about like anything she finds like not going her way or things that are a little annoying just kind of blows up in their face about like not in an obnoxious way, just like in a blatantly like unable to like hide their emotions, sort of like a mask. Yeah, she gets easily swept up by her emotions. And has a hard time keeping them in check. Obviously, like, when things get serious, like, she knows to, like, have things be serious. Like, she's not, like, lost in the sauce completely. Like, she's able to, like, read the room when it's very apparent what's happening. But at the same time, if something is, like, just even the least bit boring, she will let you know. And she will just not find any way to... She finds it very difficult to find a way to not express that she isn't, I guess, constantly stimulated, which...
I guess she doesn't really have, like, a lot of filters when it comes to her thoughts. Like,
she has absolutely, on her mind. Absolutely no filter. That's the other thing, where it's like, clearly because she has difficulty with regulating these emotions, it leads me to go, okay, that's, like, a bit more evidence because emotional regulation is... very difficult for a lot of people with ASD. And given how often that animation of her flailing plays in the game, it's fair to say it's a common thing with her.
You could argue that this is more meant to be in line with her childish nature. You know, because she's like really young and like immature, like that's why she acts like over the top and such a lot.
You could also say it's just because she's a woman.
Not what I was thinking, but sure.
Oh shit, I stopped the recording. Whoopsies. Blatant disclaimer. This is a joke. Women are not more prone to emotional outbursts than men. Okay, I've avoided being canceled.
That aside, it's definitely clear, like, out of the three main party members, like, she's, like, the most, like, emotionally immature. I guess, I mean, there was also, like, Kabu as well during that one time, but that's neither here nor there.
Right, yeah. It's definitely a problem for V specifically, especially because of my next point, an inability to accurately express themselves. So, if being, like, emotionally volatile most of the time wasn't bad enough, just being able to express her thoughts and how she feels has also proven to be a pretty big challenge in multiple parts of the game. Like we said with her sister, like, she really needed the support of Kabu and Leaf in order to be able to, like, have all of that taken care of. I'm trying my best to avoid spoilers right now.
Honestly, I kind of feel like going in depth with this quest is a bit necessary.
Alright, for this point onward, we're going to be talking about spoilers then, yeah. I guess, like, skip to this time code if you want to, like, avoid that stuff, but yeah, otherwise, yeah, go on.
When the quest, like, first begins, and, like, V is, like, seeing her sister for what is the first time after she left, she, like, tries to express herself, but it just ends up going horribly wrong and just end up fighting again. Kabu and Leaf, like, don't even get involved. They just stand off to the side so, like, V can try to get her business done. But it just goes wrong because she has trouble expressing herself and such. And at this point on, you have to fetch something for her sister, specifically red paint, because she's an artist, and red paint is apparently very hard to find in the world.
At this time of year, at this season, yeah.
Right. So, like, you have to go to this, like, metal island, this, like, exquisite, like, island that requires, like, a bunch of berries to get on. The red paint there is very expensive, but V ends up offering to pay it out of her own pocket for this, because she really wants to be able to make up with her sister, in spite of the fact that she has trouble keeping her cool and ended up fighting with her a lot.
I specifically remember that at the, like, as soon as she buys the paint, with her own money, that she explains why she's, like, she acts so greedy and was saving up money. She was saving it for something else, but she decides to use it on the paint because she values her relationship with her sister more than what she was saving it for. I swear it was something about saving money to be able to go far on an adventure or something. I forget the exact...
I would need to look back on that.
Yeah, sure. I forget exactly what it was. I'm sure, like, we'll play it on screen so that it'll be more apparent. But it's very clear that when it comes to V and her motivations, even though, like, she leads to a lot of people getting the wrong idea about her, there are things that she does care about, and she shows it through her actions. And I think that's what makes her, like, a very, like, engaging characters that, like, despite these flaws, like, she's able to, like, persevere through all of that. It's very clear that because Leaf and Kabu were able to help her, like, figure out, like, what it is she wanted with in terms of a relationship with her sister, like, they were able to, like, help, like, mend that in a sense. Obviously it was still, like, V herself that had to go through, like, doing all of this, but it's because she had that support that she was able to mend it in the first place. And I think that's important, considering that, like, you know, as if picking up on social cues wasn't bad enough, being able to execute them ourselves tends to be, like, pretty difficult as well. So her sister just not being able to, like, pick up how she actually feels is very telling that just V just really struggles when it comes to actually, like, properly communicating with people.
They definitely make it a big deal to point out how, like, V is, you know, constantly the greedy one throughout the game and such. She always wants the berries and such, and yet she was the one that just paid for the paint out of her own pocket just to be able to get across how she felt.
Right, yeah.
There's just one reason why I just love these characters. They have so much layers to them.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's V. A lot of it feels pretty straightforward, so that's why I just felt like she was, like, a perfect shoo-in for, like, this sort of discussion.
Aren't you forgetting a question?
What question?
Is she good autistic representation?
Bro, I am so fucking out of it. I haven't done a character analysis like this in forever. I actually am a fake fan. And I'm the one making this fucking channel. Oh my god.
You're a fake fan of your own series.
That is literally what I just said, but yes. Honestly, I think, yeah. A lot of it can be, like, hand-waved, being like, oh, she's like a child or whatever. But I do feel like that if interpreted this way, child or not, it's very clear that, well, one, she's, like, very capable, considering everything that goes on in that game. But also, two, there's enough going on in which you could very easily just make the argument of, like, yeah, she's probably got it, and yeah, she's just doing a good stuff. Like, honestly, considering the fact that, yeah, she has her flaws, like, she's impatient, she's greedy, blah, 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 and all that stuff, it's very apparent that the character of V is very much one that's not, like, just purely comedic or played away for laughs. Like I said, like, when it's very apparent, she's able to read the room and take things seriously. Like when Kabu and Leaf are going through their struggles and are very, like, very much in a state in which they are emotionally vulnerable, she's able to, like, tune in and realize, I need to be there for my friend and all that. Like, she feels like a real person, and that's what I think makes her act as, like, really good representation when interpreted this way.
That's pretty much what I was thinking too. Like, her and the other two party members, that matter, but V in this case, she just feels very human in spite of her being a bug. The writing just feels very tight and realistic, and most importantly, respectful. It knows that what V is going through is very realistic and understandable. The writing doesn't shame her for what she's going through. She has an entire support system in order to help her with her friends and her family, and it's just very refreshing change to see.
Definitely. Yeah, I give V a seal of approval. What do you think? Am I full of shit? I could be full of shit. I don't know. These were written by British people, so who knows? Were they British or European? I forget.
What's the difference?
True. Now, it's definitely got, like, that dry sense of humor that's very popular over there. But I respect it, honestly. It makes the dialogue more colorful. But yeah, let me know what you think of V as a character in this regard. Who else would you recommend I point the finger at and talk about for God knows how long this video is going to end up being? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, do those things. I got a blue sky. You could do that. Do you want to pimp yourself out at all?
Nah, I'm good.
Alright. Well, thank you so much for joining me. This has been a fun discussion.
Yeah, it very much has. It's always good to discuss Fables because, as I keep saying, it is a game I very much cherish. There's just a lot of things about it that I really like.
I do love gushing about hyperfixations. That is a very fun thing to do in my pastime.
Autistic mood.
True! But yeah, thank you all for watching. Do the things I told you like a minute ago, and goodbye! Can't believe it. Bro, my fucking finger slipped on that goddamn spacebar. Now I have two goddamn fucking... Oh, I gotta stop the... Wait, I gotta stop the recording on the Audacity. Give me a second. Ah!